All right, this is off the cuffs. This is not written. Just want to talk about JJK. That's Jujutsu Kaisen. For those who don't know, I've been struggling. I've been in a holding pattern trying to watch slash read Jujutsu Kaisen for like I don't know the past 3 or 4 years. Everybody has told me Jujutsu Kaisen is like one of the best anime ever. So I've been struggling, and I know I have. I know like there's like this mental block that I've had in the past where I was like, I can't get through it, and I did. I got through season one pretty good, and then I couldn't move forward. I couldn't do anything. I don't know, and I think I have the reason. You just have to kind of listen to me ramble to get to that point. So where I am right now, I have caught up to the Culling Games, which is season 3, and I am in the manga right now. Um, Around the end of season 2, I've watched a couple of season 3, but I did watch up all season 2 in the anime, and then I decided I was just going to read the manga because it's a lot easier to watch that while trying to take care of my kid. Um, so with Jujutsu Kaisen, like I said, I was in a holding pattern. And the main thing was, I think, is the way people introduced me to the series. You know, everybody gave me this impression that Jujutsu Kaisen was going to be like a new Naruto, pretty much. They're like, you should get into Jujutsu Kaisen because if you like Naruto, you're going to like this. This ain't got nothing to do with Naruto. I see the similarities. Everybody's like, oh, Gojo's kind of like Kakashi. Denji. No. This is not like a Naruto thing. And I was talking to my buddy Ernest and my buddy Will, and I can't remember which one said this, but I think it was Will who said this. He said it's more akin to a Hunter x Hunter, and it hit me. I was like, "Oh my God, you're right. This is like Hunter x Hunter, down to the power system that I don't really understand." Hunter x Hunter has that same issue where Nin, as much as they explain everything in Nin. And some of the things make sense. Sometimes they just do a lot with Nin where it's like that doesn't make any sense. Like you can kind of pinpoint things in Hunter x Hunter where you're like, okay, Killua, he's a emitter or whatever because electricity is coming out his whatever, you know what I mean? But some things you're just like, okay, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then they go into deeper things with. In like the Chimera Ant arc, and I just couldn't focus on the Nin portions of it. But at the end of the day, I recognize that Hunter x Hunter is a great series, especially when you're following Killua or you're following Kurapika. I almost lost the name for a second, but this is not about Hunter x Hunter. I just wanted to say that this is more akin to a Hunter x Hunter than it is to like a Naruto. Jujutsu Kaisen has a power system that is it's not that it's difficult to understand. I understand that people can do things. People can create domains, and then there's ways to block domains, and then when the domain's open, like you get like a direct hit, or like there's ways to counter things. Like there's ways to attack, and there's ways to counter things, and then there's people who are sorcerers, there are people who are non-sorcerers, there's people who have cursed energy, there's people who have reverse cursed energy, there's people who are cursed spirits. Like there's a lot that goes into Jujutsu Kaisen. I just can't pay attention to it sometimes. Like sometimes it's just too much going on, especially in the anime, where it's like the action is so good, and they're trying to like in the background tell me like what's going on. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't. Like your power system does not make any sense. Just say they can do magic, and that would just make everything so much better. Like they're sorcerers, some of them. That would make it better. But my main problem with Jujutsu Kaisen was, and this is not a problem anymore, and I recognize that I was being impatient with this. The first part of the series, season 1. Is barely interesting. Things are happening. There's the plot with Sukuna, which I was like, cool. I like this. Eating the fingers. I thought it was gonna be like a series where they go around trying to gather the fingers, or chasing after the fingers so that Denji can get stronger. And they do that for like a couple episodes, and then they go to do something else. Not dingy. I was just doing a Chainsaw Man video. Anyway, Yuji dies, quote unquote, for the first time, and then just to get the council off his back and all this stuff. And Gojo goes and trains him. Speaking of Gojo, Gojo is the most, like, oh my god, people love this man in this series. Like, I thought people loved him outside the series because he had a cool look, but no, they stroked this man's ego over anything. You can literally be like, somebody is the best at playing chess, only second to Gojo, Satoru Gojo. And it's like, where is that coming from? Anyway, but that's funny. I like Gojo. I can't say that I don't like Gojo. And the fact that even after he gets sealed, like, they're still talking how great Gojo is, and basically trying to rescue Gojo. This has become more of a Gojo series than it has a Yuji series. And then another thing is, they have so many characters that I just can't remember. Like, it's one of those things. They have so many characters, and they have some good characters now. I just can't remember their names. And it might be because I'm so used to having characters with weird ass names, like Naruto names. Like, all of their names are based off puns and simple concepts, like Sakura and Shikamaru, and then now I'm trying to remember characters other than Yuji. There's the shadow guy who's Yuji's friend. Like, I in my head, I know who they are, but I don't remember their names. I literally would have to look at a piece of paper to remember their names. Like the girl with the hammer. I know who she is and I know her character motivations, but I don't remember her name like that. That's the problem. I know, like, Maki, because she's a Zenin, and they go into the Zenins a lot in season 2. And then there's, like, a lot of that type of lore where it's like you really have to kind of sit and be in the lore to understand what's going on. And the manga does a really good job at explaining who these characters are, I will say. The anime just kind of goes. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen has a lot of characters. That's all I'm going to say. And then once I got out of my little funk, and I finally sat down maybe a month ago, and I finally got through season 2, which I think the first 4 episodes of season 2 with Gojo's past and everything that led up to what's going on now was fantastic. I wish I had that before I even started this series. And then the Shibuya incident was okay. The Gojo stuff was great. Again, like, I'm in that mode where I'm like, everything Gojo does is great. I don't think at the time Yuji was a great protagonist. He was kind of boring. The stuff around him was kind of boring. I didn't care for any of the other characters, to be honest. And then we got towards the ending, which we got to the episode Metamorphosis, part 1 and part 2. And that's like the first time I really just like looked at Yuji and I was like, man, this guy's a badass. Like, now I'm like locked in. The action in that episode was amazing. Toto is another character that I really love. Some of the stuff he was pulling off was wild and crazy. And again, I didn't understand what was going on with their power system. Like, they just kept saying stuff, and I'm like, I guess I'm just supposed to accept that. And then now we're into the Culling games, and everything makes sense all of a sudden. I just feel like with these new set of characters, they are slowly reintroducing concept they talked about or they trickled about, and the plot feels like it's finally moving. Like, we were getting sorcerers from like the olden days, and they're telling us about who Sukuna was back in the day, and Sukuna's finally doing his little plot. The guy, again, I can't remember character names. I could pull up this stuff, but I like to be authentic. the main guy with the scar on his head, they're calling him something different than they were at first. He's doing the Culling Games thing, and he went and got Tengen, and all this stuff is happening. I'm still in the middle of that, so I don't know where that's going. But this part has been really good. Especially the Maki stuff, taking like the Zenin clan down. All this has been very, very, very good stuff. And now I'm really locked into Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, I'm not in that holding pattern anymore. I'm not going to say like this is my most favorite series of all time, of course. Like, I ain't jumping that far. Like, there has been some series where I'm really into, like Demon Slayer, like Solo Leveling. Those have like surprisingly jumped into like my top 25 anime manga. But Jujutsu Kaisen is it's in that Bleach area where I'm really locked in, but there are some glaring problems. And that's some of the stuff that I've named, like just too many characters that I don't remember their names or their motivations half the time. And then just, sometimes the plot isn't as interesting. Like the Shibuya incident, I don't know. The Cursed Spirit stuff, it wasn't super interesting. Now that it's like sorcerers versus non-sorcerers versus the army, shit is getting good. But yeah, that's all I want to say about Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm finally locked into the series now that I'm reading the manga. Hopefully I'll finish it and I'll give it like a comprehensive review. Like most of these videos that's going to be coming out with me, it's just going to be just me getting stuff off my mind. I've been sitting here backlogging all these videos for a long time. Like I haven't even watched one of my friends' reviews of Jujutsu Kaisen because I was like, I wonder if he says the same thing as me. Like that's how we both were literally watching Jujutsu Kaisen at the same time, and I didn't even know he was watching it. And I went to his Discord server. This is Poohhead, by the way. I went to Poohhead's Discord server, and I was literally dropping like, what the fuck is going on in Jujutsu Kaisen? And 20 minutes before I did that, apparently, they were already talking about Jujutsu Kaisen and what the fuck was going on. So it wasn't just me. I thought I was just too dumb to understand the concepts, but no. Apparently this is like a problem within the Jujutsu Kaisen community. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'm really trying to give Jujutsu Kaisen a chance. I'm about to finish it in the manga, so I'll give you big comprehensive thoughts at the end of that. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for hearing me rant. If you like this style of video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, share. More videos to come. I probably will have some videos on the One Piece live action. I'm going to have some videos on Dr. Stone because Dr. Stone is about to be at its end too. And I caught up in the anime. Of course, I finished the manga of that. And then some other things too. Everything, this channel is going to start getting some more videos. That's all I wanted to say. I guess I just rant too much. But anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day.